Combining a Philadelphia soul sound with a strong appreciation of Marvin Gaye, this group was among the top R&B acts of the late 70s and early 80s. The group's distinctive sound and its charismatic lead singer, founder, producer, and songwriter didn't have many pop hits, but they are still extremely popular among soul and urban audiences. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure it says all instead of personalized. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. This story begins in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1970 when Frankie Beverly found the band that would eventually become known as Maze, but first that was originally named Raw Soul. The group recorded 3 singles for a small label named Gregory Records in the early 70s. Now although Beverly was born and raised in Philadelphia, he has been quoted as saying that he never thought of himself being part of the Philadelphia sound. And while his band does have Philly influences, it didn't fit into either the Gamble and Huff, Philadelphia International School of Philly Soul, or the Tom Bell and Linda Creed School. The band's sound was very much highly influenced by Marvin Gaye and the Isley Brothers, as it did to any other soulsters who came out of Philadelphia in the late 60s or 70s. Feeling out of place in his hometown, Beverly decided to move the band to the San Francisco Bay Area in 1971. The band has been playing in the San Francisco and Oakland scene for several years when Beverly's idol Marvin Gaye became aware of his band. Quite impressed by Beverly's singing and songwriting, Marvin Gaye decided to give his praises to Capitol Records and helped the band land a deal with the major label in 1976. One thing Gaye didn't like about Beverly's band was the name Raw Soul. The late soul giant insisted on the name change, and after considering a few names including Karma and Charisma, Raw Soul officially became Maze featuring Frankie Beverly in 1976. Maze's self-titled debut album was released by Capitol in 1977. This album contains the hits Happy Feelings, Listen to the people sing, Why I'm Alone, Tell me that you'll call me just as soon as you get up, and Lady of Magic. My lady. This album went gold and earned the band an extremely devoted following. The band's 1977 lineup consisted of Beverly on lead vocals and rhythm guitar, Wayne Thompson on lead guitar, Sam Porter on keyboard, Ronald Laurie and McKinley Williams on percussions and background vocals, and Joe Provost on drums. In 1978, Provost was officially replaced by UNSUNG, who was formerly part of a little-known funk group named Sun Bear. Later on, he was officially replaced by Billy Suze Johnson. There was other personnel changes along the way, such as keyboardist Philip Wu, who joined Maze in 1980, and Ron Smith was the guitarist who replaced Thomas. But regardless of who was coming or going, Maze always reflected Beverly's vision. Beverly was to Maze was what George Clinton was the Parliament Funkadelic. 1978 saw the release of Maze's second album, Golden Time of Day, which contains the number 9 R&B hit single, Working Together. We've gotta start learning how to do our thing and give. This album went gold, as well as a 1979 album, Inspiration, and the 1980s album, Joy and Pain. Now this album gave us the major hit Southern Girl. In the late 70s, Maze earned a reputation of being one of the best live shows in R&B for their first live album, Live in New Orleans, that came out in 1981. Another live double album, Live in Los Angeles, was released in 1986, which was the year after Maze's Funky Back in Stride that reached #1 on the Billboard R&B singles charts and became the group's biggest hit ever.
Something, I'm not gonna let it get me down. Oh.
In 1989, Maze left Capitol Records for Warner Brothers and recorded Silky Soul, the title track to the ode to Marvin Gaye, which was a major hit.
How he knew the song so much.
By that time, Maze began receiving a lot of attention from the hip-hop community. Their recordings was being sampled extensively by rap artists. In 1988, rapper Rob Bass used his chorus of Maze, Joy and Pain on the single that was titled the same name. Unfortunately, Bass did so without the permission, and Beverly threatened legal action. During the 90s, Maze didn't enjoy many hits, although their live shows continued to be well received by their very devoted fan base. In the recent years, it has become a tradition for the audience to honor the group by dressing in all white, as the group often wore all white while performing. On September 2nd, 2011, their percussionist and background singer, McKinley Bug Williams, sadly passed away of an apparent heart attack. On May 9th, 2023, it was reported that longtime band members along with original member Ronald Laurie had started their own group named The Music Forever. Before we go, I have a few questions for you all. Do you believe Maze should be inducted to a musical Hall of Fame? If so, which one? Also, what is your favorite song from the band?